In this video, I'm going to demonstrate 3 different things with type. So I'm going to show you how to embed type into a shape, how to add type to a path, and how to use the touch type tool. So the first thing is how to embed type into a shape. So I'm going to come over here, select my ellipse tool, come to my page, hold shift, and drag out to create a proportional circle. And I don't want this fill, but I do want to add a stroke. So I'll come over here and deselect the fill, click black for my stroke, and make the point a little bit bigger so the line's thicker. And if I hit the V key and click away, you can see my circle. Now if I hit the T key, I get the type tool. And if I come to my page and just click, I get this type. And you can see how my cursor on the page is just a cursor surrounded by a square. But if I come over to the path of the circle, the type changes. The cursor changes to a cursor that's surrounded by a circle. And if I click once, well, it looks like that. The type goes into the circle. And if I hit the selection key and look type and click away, you can see how my text has taken the shape of that circle. Next thing I'm going to show you is how to add type to a path. So if I come to my pen tool, I'm just going to kind of create like a zigzag line. So I'll click to add an anchor point and move my mouse around to add a line, click to add an anchor point, click to add a line or another anchor point, so on and so forth. And I don't want this fill, but I am going to add a stroke. So I'm going to do the same thing, click V, and click away, and that's my path. And then if I hit T on my keyboard again to get the type tool and hover over that path, my cursor becomes a cursor with a dotted line going through it, and if I click once, my type takes the shape of that path, and I hit the selection tool again and click away, and you can see how now my text is resting on that path line. And lastly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to use the touch type tool. The touch type tool lets you manipulate individual characters. So with this type up here, if I went over to character and I wanted to change the tracking, for example, I could just come up and I could adjust it like so. And it'll change the entire type. But if I go to the touch type tool, which is embedded with the type tool, I can change individual characters. So if I click on the L, for example, and come up here, I can rotate the L and the rest of the letters will shift with it. I can select individual letters and just move them around and manipulate them however I want to. And lastly, I'm going to create the text into vectors so they become point by point and you can manipulate them. So I'm going to select all the text with my selection tool. I'm going to come up to type and I'm going to hit create outlines, and I can check that by hitting Command Y on my keyboard, and if I zoom in you can see now how the text has become point by point vector lines instead of its original font. Thanks for watching.